This year's edition of the UCI World Championships will have a very different feel. For the first time, cycling's annual celebration is heading to Qatar, reflecting the changing face of the sport. With a departure from more traditional settings, the racing could have a different feel too. Yet for many who will line up in the women's race in October, it won't be a total unknown. Those who rode stage one of February's Ladies Tour of Qatar got more than a flavour of how the fight for the rainbow jersey might pan out. And the verdict is, it's not what you'd expect for a Qatari road race.
Something else than I had expected. You know, Qatar is normally like big, wide, straight roads and open in the desert and sand and a lot of wind. But yeah, no, I think it's very technical.
So what does the course entail? As the race leaves Doha's education city, it winds its way towards the circuit that will feature in all of the week's races. The 15.2-kilometre loop through and around the artificial island known as the Pearl will be tackled 7 times in both the women's and men's races. With 2 big bends around the lavish housing complexes, the riders could be at the mercy of the elements of the Arabian Gulf as they round the tip of the island to make their way back to the finish.
It's actually very different to what I expected. You know, I thought the wind would play a bigger factor in it, and you know, the race hasn't obviously been raced yet, but I don't think it will be as large a factor as people would expect.
It's quite a hectic course with all the corners, roundabouts and stuff. It feels a bit like a criterium. So yeah, I don't know what to think about it, but at least the finish is going to be quite hard. Corner, and then it's quite a nice straight road, but windy and a little bit slightly going up, so that's at least a nice thing.
Well, there are lots of corners. I think the roads are wide, so that's why it's going to be fast as well, I think. But yeah, there are quite some 180-degree turns, so yeah, I think it's still quite technical.
Initial reactions earmark this as a course for the sprinters, with most tipping Kirsten Wild for glory. It was, after all, Wild who won on the road back in February. But the course's technical nature may serve up an unpredictable race. With narrow roads within the circuit and potential for crosswinds, classic specialists could have their say.
For sure, like the more technical circuit suits me better, and that finish as well is a bit of a drag up to the finish line. So I don't think the wind is going to be much of an issue. It's more going to be about the high speed.
Well, for me, it's not the best course ever, because of course I'm really light and not so powerful as riders like Kirsten Wild or Van Dijk and other riders. But I think it will be really technical in the final with a lot of roundabouts and corners.
Often in Qatar you're on these massive wide roads, but we won't be on those in October, so it's a very different course to what I thought, but it's still one for the sprinters. You know, it could go either way. It could go a bunch sprint, it could go a small group, or it could go a solo rider. So I think they've done really well to find a course like that in Qatar. I won't say I'm happy about it. I would prefer ones that was like definitely going to be split up in the crosswinds. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens in October.
So what do the riders say to those doubting Doha's suitability to host the Worlds? From a racing standpoint at least, there's not too much to worry about.
Some say it's not really a world's course, but what is a world's course? I say it's nice that they changed it around a bit and that it's something different. The last couple of years have been a bit the same, it's like up and down, and more for the like classic riders or more like the half climbers. Always smaller groups coming in, and like this one, for sure, it opens up for all different scenarios, and also maybe more of a tactical game can be a part of it.